everyone, we're going to find the sum of the series from k equals 5 to n plus 5 of 2 times k minus 3. This one looks a little easy, but it's not. We need to rewrite this so we can use these formulas. I want to use this formula here, and I can't do it with what we're starting with because you have to start with k equals 1. So basically, let me pull out this 2, and let's look at k equals 5 to n plus 5. So I'm pulling out the constant. I just have k minus 3. Now, if I write some of this out, you start with 5, so that's going to give you 2 plus 3 plus 4 plus dot, 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 plus, when you substitute in n plus 5, you're going to get n plus 2. Now, in order for me to use my formulas, what I'm going to do is write this as, and again, I'm kind of not looking at the 2 right now. I'm going to write 2 times, and I want to start with k equals 1. So if I start with k equals 1 to n plus 5, then I'm going to have k minus 3. Of course, that's not the same. So if I start with 1, I'm going to get negative 2, and then I'm going to get plus negative 1, plus 0, plus 1, and then we get back to our original sequence, 2 plus all the way to n plus 2. So the purples are the same. All right, so what I'm going to do is subtract these back out. So to subtract those back out, what we're going to do is say minus, and again, we still have this 2 out front, and we're going to do k equals 5. This is where we started. K equals 5 to 4 of k minus 3. All right, now to do that, if I start with 5, and I'm subtracting this here, you're going to get 5 minus 3 is 2. So we have 2, and then you go backwards, and then you go to 4, so then you're going to get plus 1 plus 0 plus negative 1. So when you subtract these two, you're back to our original, which is actually this one. Looks better here. So we can rewrite it this way. Now, writing it this way, I can use my formulas. So for the first one, let's split this up as 2 times the sum from k equals 1 to n plus 5 of k. And then we're going to have minus the sum of k equals 1 to n plus 5 of 3. All right, and so that's this part. Now the second part, we'd have minus the sum k equals 5 to 4 of k, and then we have minus 3, so that's going to end up being plus 3 times the sum of k equals 5 to 4 of 1, sorry, because it would be negative 3 times 1. So there's that. All right, now that we have this, and then it's all going to be multiplied by 2. So let's fill it in. So for k, what we're going to fill in is n times n minus 1. So let's do that. We're going to have 2 times, and what we had was the sum of k equals 1 to n plus 5. Oops, looks a little sloppy there. So n plus 5. All right, so basically we're taking, this was k minus 3, and I split it up. So let's do the k part first. So that's going to be, you start with your n plus 5, so that's going to be n plus 5, And the formula I'm using is n times n plus 1 divided by 2. All right, so n plus 5, and then the next one is n plus 1. So the next one's going to be n plus 6. All right, all divided by 2. Now we have this minus 3, so it's going to be minus 3, and then you have to, this is n plus 5 3 times. So you have to do 3 times n plus 5. All right. Now, for the second part, minus, and I'm just going to stick it down here, we had, what did we have? We had the sum. Let me move it here. The sum, this is what happens when you do it on the video. So k equals 5 to 4. So basically, we had k minus 3 here. So when you do this one, you're going to get minus, you start with 4. So that's going to be 4 times 5 divided by 2. And then we had minus a negative 3. So it's going to end up being plus 3 times 4. So you have 3, and we're doing the 3 plus 3 4 times. You're always looking at this top number here. All right, so let's simplify all this. Let's see, this is going to end up being n plus 5 times n plus 6. Then we're going to have minus 6 n plus 5 minus 20 plus 24. And basically what I'm doing is I'm just getting the common denominator for each of these pieces. All right, so basically the common denominator here was 2, so I multiplied this by 2, and then this was 20 divided by 2, and so I'm canceling out my 2's. So let's see what we get here. This is going to end up being n squared plus 5n plus 6n plus 30 minus 6n minus 30 minus 20 plus 24. So all this simplifies to n squared plus 5n. This was a 6n. Minus 4. This equals negative 4. And that's your final answer. Thank you. Have a nice day. Bye-bye.